Okay, so with respect to persuasion, I was watching this podcast the other day where people were talking about sentencing, court rulings, etc., etc. People getting sentenced for various crimes. Now, I'm not going to go into the topic of what sort of crimes they were, if the defendants were guilty or not, or if the court ruling was just or not. That's not what this is about. But with respect to persuasion and sales, there's a lot of lessons to be learned, especially from court cases, because essentially a court case is a sale. If you're the defendant in a court case, then the sale you're making is selling the judge and the opposing, perhaps not the opposing counsel, but if you can sway them as well, I guess that's a good thing. But certainly, it's your job to sell the judge and the jury on your innocence. Your Honor, I didn't do X. Or Your Honor, this happened, so I thought that I should do that, hence why X happened. Or whatever is the case. And obviously, it's the opposing counsel's job to sell the judge on, Your Honor, the defendant is guilty, etc., etc. So from a persuasion perspective and a sales perspective, there's a lot of very, very valuable lessons. But there is something that I didn't think about before I heard about this. Is, let's say that you've been embezzling money from your job. Let's say that you've stolen lots and lots of money. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe. Took it for your own personal good. You know that what you're doing is wrong, or you know that what you did is wrong. You know that if you get caught, that means prison. You know that you have to hide the money, etc., etc. So then things happen and you get caught with your pants down. Boho. Now you have to face prison because what you did is wrong. And that's fine. Let's say that you actually want to make things good and you do want to make it up to those whom you stole money from. Obviously, I'm assuming for the sake of the point that you can't pay them back all the money because you spent the money on whatever. Doesn't really matter. Gambling, paying down your own mortgage, etc., etc. But it's stolen money, so it's wrong. It's illegal. And now you're spending all of your money essentially on your lawyers because, well, you're facing prison. If you start if you start making payments, remuneration, even if it's just $50 a month, $100 a month, back to your old employer, that's better than nothing. Because that shows that you want to make it up in earnest. It shows a conscious effort. Yeah, it's nothing. $100 a month when you stole, let's say, $500,000, it's nothing. But it's still better than, well, it is something, and it's better than nothing. And this is exactly my point. Let's say that the night before the court ruling, you sort of like write this half-assed speech and you don't even practice delivering it, and the next day your plan is to sweet talk the judge. Do you think that he or she's gonna care anything about your pathetic little effort to make them feel, I don't know, swayed by you? Well, of course not, because they're not stupid. They're not dumb. But if you can show proof that, hey, Your Honor, I know that what I did was wrong. I was in this situation that led me to take the money. I shouldn't have done so, blah, blah, blah. But as you can see, I've been making payments, even if it's just $50 and $100 and sometimes $200 a month for the past half a year or something to the old job or to my former job. Then you have concrete proof and you have leverage. and you have an asset that you can show to the counsel, or excuse me, well, to the counsel also, but to the judge, to the jury, to the opposing counsel, to everyone. That's, I assume. By the way, this is not legal advice. Absolutely not. So obviously go consult with a lawyer. But just think about it. That's you proving to the judge and to the jury and to the opposing counsel that you've actually made an effort in earnest to make it good. And that just underlines the entire premise of persuasion. If you have an asset to show to your market, the market being the judge and the jury in this case, then you have a greater chance of making a sale than if you have nothing but words. Think about that. For more sales and persuasion and business lessons, get subscribed to my email list. The link to do so is in the episode description wherever you're watching and or listening to this, and I'll see you there.